Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello, Mom.
That's my mom.
Where's the kitten?
She's out there.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Why did I just get thrown at me?
I'll check if I know.
Old camera thingy.
I have my glasses on or off.
Hey, so the question thing is there now, so people could access questions.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we just wait till people.
So far, I think
We're okay.
we're not like, okay, I'm sorry.
I think we're
Hopefully
okay.
this is
Thank
okay
you,
this
stand
time.
by, starting soon.
Alright, let me put up the volume so we could hear everything. And
Okay.
I'm down here.
How come they're big and you're little?
Mm-hmm.
On yours, if you did one, would you be big and the other's little?
Probably. I don't know. We don't know anything about this. She's like,
There, I figured it for you.
you can barely figure out a toaster. I don't think you'd be able to figure this out.
Oh wow.
I don't think anyone can. I don't know how I don't know how they do this.
I know somebody else is hosting a live show right now. I think it's on Ben.
Yeah, and I was like, man,
It's like, how
Yeah.
are you doing that?
I don't understand. They have like a million people. Oh wait, is this it?
Wait,
Wait.
it says live.
It's
Yay,
live.
we can see it.
So we're-
There's a
Okay,
lag
now
though.
I can see
That's
it.
okay.
Okay.
Thank God.
So,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
So now you can add, people can ask any type of questions. People on the Q&A. You can ask whatever questions you want.
Can you see the Q&A?
I'm on your
Could-
YouTube.
Could you see the Q&A?
On the YouTube page, no.
No?
How you ask questions?
How you ask questions?
Help us, guys.
Maybe if we have to go to our...
What they do is the people that are watching us. When I watched Dylan Books and Whitney and a couple other people on this, the
Yeah.
people that are watching us ask the questions, and then you click on it, and it goes up to the top, and then we answer it, basically.
Okay.
So it's just
So
a
we'll
list of
eventually-
questions for us.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start talking.
Okay.
So,
All right. Got the pretty cover. My dad got it for me for my birthday.
I know. It's so... I should have brought mine.
I know. I'm so excited
remember
that you did it.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's
Back
fine.
home.
So, what are we talking about first?
We're talking
Where
about
to
You only have
start?
one viewer.
Where do we start?
the opening scene.
That was
Is
awesome.
it kind of sad that I don't remember it that good?
It was such a blur.
I felt like it
I-
wasn't boring, but it was like really choppy and just like it was awkward. Like some people could take the funny side of it, but then some people could get bored
Yeah.
by it, and you're not really sure how to take it. But it's kind
Yeah.
of what it was in the book. It was really awkward in the book too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it was
kind of how it
definitely-
is.
That fall though.
It was.
I'm so
I
happy.
was waiting for that. I was like,
I
she's
was-
gonna fall.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
gonna
I was
fall.
happy because I was
I was
like,
like-
if her ass doesn't fall, I'm gonna be upset.
Because like when
That's the point.
when he sees her, he sees her on all four, which
Yeah.
is like a submissive.
Yeah,
So that's
and
why
it
he's
like turns him on a little bit. Like,
God.
oh, this bitch is gonna be perfect.
So people were. I was excited.
I was very excited.
I just love
What
him.
else? Are you taking care of the
Yeah, I'm tweeting.
tweeting it?
I'm
We
like-
have 4 viewers. I'm just gonna keep
That's
going.
one. Ask questions.
Ask us questions.
I
Like,
have questions.
Nicole is like screaming at them. Ask us questions.
Ask us whatever you want. Anything.
So are we just gonna go in like order of scenes, or are we just gonna kind of jump around?
Whichever's easier. I kind
Whichever.
of feel like
We can go from scene to scene.
yeah. I remember.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
well,
we'll figure. Hey, we'll start out with introducing more in depth.
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
I will-
because don't forget when I forgot who was saying I think it was Sam that was saying it. He said that he spent the most time on the
Yeah, on the intimacy.
yeah, on that.
Which I think they did well.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, how do you think they did?
Yeah,
Like,
I like that's what you
So do
see.
you
It-
think it was?
They changed it up a lot. Like, it's like what they said.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It
It
wasn't like,
You can't
Can't
stay
be
exactly
perfect.
true to the script, like of the book,
Yeah.
because then it would take a lot longer than what it did. But the
Yeah.
the questions were similar, and
yeah, when
it,
she was gay.
he was so shy, and he was like staring right at her.
Like, yeah, Stasia Steele. I don't know about
Yeah.
you.
hmm the way he was like walking around, like
I know. Like,
I
he
would
didn't
feel-
sit down.
I
I was
would-
so nervous. I
I
was
would
like,
feel intimidated. Like,
he doesn't
sit
sit
down.
Like, he doesn't sit down. This is getting me nervous.
I like that they brought out the pencil, and it was like product placement because every time she turned the pencil, you could see
Yeah.
the gray logo on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she brought it to school too, the same pencil.
Do you like Coleman? Hold on, what? Hold on. Click the select button to answer a question. Okay, got it.
Okay, no, no.
Do you like Coolman? My man, we don't know who Coolman is. Is that you? No, okay. Selecting question. Currently answering, do you like Coolman? We don't know what Coolman is. Does that have anything to do with 50 Shades of Grey, my man? No, it doesn't. So, no, we don't like Coolman.
I don't know.
Done. How did he get to ask a question and it's not even a question to the topic?
Alright, Kate. Want to talk about Kate? I love Kate.
Alright, we'll talk about Kate.
Kate was really, like, she's exactly how I pictured her.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found her like lively, to be honest, but like as soon as I started watching the video, like the movie, and I saw her, I was like, yeah, she's pretty similar to what I had envisioned. Are you watching me for a reason?
Are we on yet?
Yeah.
We have a question.
My mom has a question.
Have you seen the movie?
Your mom.
We're talking about what is your mom's question?
Okay, answer my question. How come I had a little nappy twice in the movie? If the book is so good.
She napped twice. I had to wake her up. She was literally sitting there snoring. Me, her,
My
and
mom was-
our friend went, and me and my mom's friend were sitting there just watching it and like smiling and sitting there enjoying it, and she's sitting there. I had to nudge her twice.
God, that's something I have to take my mom soon.
And
But she knows nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Really nothing. So she's in for it.
that is
Because
so-
you're old.
Okay. We have two questions.
Alright,
Let's do this one first.
this one first. Select.
Okay.
You see the questions?
Yeah,
As
three
a
here.
guy who's never read the book or seen the movie, is it worth reading and seeing it? Or will I
And not
will
get
not
anything from it of any value.
I-
Depends what you like.
You have to kind of go into it in like an open mind.
You have to go into it
Um,
with an open mind and think like, am I going to enjoy it as much as other people have? Or like,
Yeah.
think about
Yeah, it
like, is
depends.
it something that I'm going to be into? You have to kind of think about what
Yeah.
the book's about before you go into the movie, because you're probably
Yeah.
expecting like all this sex and stuff, but it's like it's more toned down than the book, and they cut out a lot
Yeah,
of it.
it's so much
But
more
at the same
toned down.
time, there's more plot than people think. It's not just sex
Yeah.
in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if, as a guy, to just like, if you want it for just sex, I think you could
You
take.
can watch.
Well, thing is that I think you could take away from it, like with your girlfriend or wife. To
Yeah.
kind of like
Kind of
do like
un-
small things, like tie
Yeah.
her up, or do like, I think you could take something away, but just know that it is a love story. So
Depending on what kind of stuff you're into, we don't know
yeah,
if you.
I mean you can take certain things away from him, but
enjoy it.
don't try to become him or try to act. Just
Thing is,
read
my
it with your
dad read the
girlfriend.
book, and he thought the third one was the best, and he was like, it wasn't as steamy and sex all through the book. There was actually
Yeah,
plot. And, like, it was easy for him to read it and actually see that there was more to it than just the sex scenes. So, like,
Yeah.
some guys will take from it and say, yeah, there was a plot to this book, and some people will be like, oh, it's just sex and, like, raunchy, cakey sex.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all your personal opinion on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
that's our
our
answer.
answer.
It's a very long answer. So hope that
Hopefully that-
somewhat helped. I
yeah.
don't know. Can't see my eyeballs.
Okay,
Okay.
next question.
Next question is from Pauline P.
We know her. She always comes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, girl. Hey, did you feel the intensity with the
Interview scene, like if Anna was you, would you feel scared at that moment?
Yeah.
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 I
He's
realized
like, hell yeah.
he is intimidating.
Alright, I am not comfortable with people that can't sit still. Like, he kept going from his desk to the seat to the top of the desk.
Like this.
I'm not
I'll be like-
comfortable with people who are all over the place. You
It
know?
It makes me feel like
And
they're
you look
nervous
like
about something, so it makes me nervous about something.
Yeah, because
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
what is going on through his mind? But also, like, how he was, like, staring at her as like he's about to, like, eat her alive.
Yeah.
I would be like,
The whole time like this.
I'd be like, why are you
Oh
looking
my
at me like
God.
that? Yeah, so
I
I
probably would have said something. I would have been like, why are you looking at me like that?
I know, like, why the fuck are you looking? But as far as the intensity,
Yeah.
it is intense. I honestly think it's as intense as it could get
Yeah.
on
Because
screen.
otherwise it will
It's
kind
also
of.
awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's so timid and shy, and he's like so like powering and like just
Mhm.
intense, like the way he's described in the book, and then it portrays that through the movie as well.
Yeah.
But like because he's like that, it just makes it really, really awkward, and you're kind of sitting there like, okay.
yeah. Like, what am I supposed
Yeah.
to do with him right now?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, I
creepy.
mean, for him, like as that role, he had to do a lot to like work with. He had to work with such a small amount.
Yeah,
Like part two, I need part two because that's when he develops.
yeah. That's when he like comes
Oh
out a
my
little bit, comes
God.
out of his.
So yeah, it was definitely intense. I think
It was
definitely-
intense.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Which book was your favorite out of the three?
What happened?
Which is
Which
the best?
book was your favorite out of the three?
Oh, part two.
Part two,
Part
hands
two.
down. Hands down.
I don't know. Okay, I know that part two was my favorite, but like I have a special like spot in my heart for part three. But at the same time, the second book's where Christian like really comes out of his shell,
Yeah.
and every time I read through it, I nearly start crying at the one
Yeah.
part. I don't know if you guys can tell which one I'm talking about. I might have to message it to
There's
you.
a few of them.
Yeah, there's a few
But the
scenes.
submissive Christian is the.
That's the part. That's the part.
That is the part where I was a
Okay.
mess. I was like, this is
Every
happening
time
right
I'm like,
now.
oh my God, Christian, no.
Every time it just hurts to like see that, you know. It's just
I can
so
just
hard.
And then the
Him like his eyes wide open and he's like terrified and it just it makes
yeah, I think
I
we got like
know.
I think we got a glimpse of that like at the end.
Yeah, like at
Like
the end.
we started to see like how he was like he just made you feel like
He was like Anna, and I'm like, no, look in his eyes, like he looks. All right, oh, we're gonna get to
We'll get
the
to
end.
that afterwards.
Let me get to the end.
okay. So want to do the hardware store scene?
The hardware store scene to me was hilarious.
I love the hardware store. That was one of my favorite scenes.
I loved it. The
Yeah.
It's like
entire movie theater was dying laughing because it was like,
It was
holy
funny.
crap, and he's here and
but
he's just like
the guys.
It was hilarious, and then when he told him that when he said that he's gonna just take care of all this stuff.
Oh
with
yeah,
his
and
clothes off,
naked.
getting naked. I was
Oh,
like,
Okay.
I was so. We have a question.
Another question.
Oh yeah, they're talking
Oh
about.
yeah.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on. Select. This
Christian.
is the questions we're asking now. Oh my God, that this part. I so want to see it in the movie. They cannot miss it.
Yeah.
That when it comes on screen, I think I'm just a
You're a
disaster. Like I'm gonna be a
I'm gonna-
disaster.
I really hope that they leave that part in because it's such a big turning point for him. But
Yeah,
like also
like-
because I got so emotional over it from the book, so it's like I need to see it. There were parts, I don't remember the parts now that I'm thinking about it, but there were certain parts that I was waiting for. Oh, okay, I do remember the one. After Christian at her house, after he spanks her for the first time at her house, and then he leaves, and in the book she has a breakdown, and then he comes back to her, and then Kate's like all pissed at him. I wanted to see that, and they didn't put that in.
I know.
I was waiting
I
for
know.
that. That was like the main thing that I was waiting for, and I didn't get to see that.
I was kind of
Yeah, because it was just like, because then you showed like how Kate was too, like how she was like
Protective over Anna, and how he came back to her because she said, "You never stay with me."
got a question from someone. And did you? And you went to go see the movie. How did the people around you act during the movie? Did they enjoy it or laugh the entire time? Laugh, yeah. Smiley face.
When we went, it was filled with all drunk females that were like older.
Yeah, it was a bit much. But it was, see, like, it was okay as the movie all was on, except for the couple of times where people just kept talking and, like, everyone kept saying, like, shut up, be quiet.
Yeah, people were just like...
But as the movie was on, it seemed like people enjoyed it until it was done.
Yeah, people were
once it was done, it's like the people, like, they all hated it. And I'm like, were you the same people we were sitting with in the theater? Because that makes no sense. Because everybody was so happy before, and then everyone is like, that's
it's like they didn't like the ending or something. When I went, it was a lot of older women, but I saw a few girls with their boyfriends, and the boyfriends did not look happy that they were there, but they still went with them. And the movie was supposed to start at 8, and it didn't start until 8:30 because all the seats were assigned because it was the pre-showing night, and this one set of people would not move over. They were in the wrong seats, but they were so dead set on sitting there, and then they finally got the people that own the movie theater to come in and say, move out of the way, and then as soon as the people all sat down, everybody in the whole theater started clapping. And then when the movie
just like, thank God.
Everybody was like silent. And then people were laughing at the interview scene, and then there were parts where they were laughing, but during the sex scenes, everybody was silent. And then
everybody was quiet.
Like, if you saw us, we were like, I was like hitting her the whole time.
I was like getting attacked.
I was like,
I was
like frozen and just kind of watching, and I was like, it felt like I wasn't breathing. And my mom was on one side of me snoring, and then her friend was on the other side of me, and she was sitting there like this, watching it, just like dead set watching it. And then I would look at her, and then I would look at my mom and nudge my mom awake, and then my mom would be like, what? At one point, she had shouted out, and she said something, and the entire theater was like, oh my God, and they were all laughing. And she was like, wait, I thought this was a romance movie, not a sex movie.
Oh my God, that is so
cute. It was, but she was doing it to embarrass me, and she did a good job.
Well, that's what she's there for. That's what she's there for.
We have another question.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Do you think that these books actually turn ladies on, or is it just hype? Wow.
A lot of copies were sold. I don't know if you are a girl or a dude, but I'm going to assume you're a dude. My man, a lot of books were sold.
100 million copies sold worldwide.
When I read the book, not to get details, but it was a turn on.
Look.
I never read books with like sex scenes until that.
I had seen this article, and it does make a lot of sense. Girls get more turned on about like eating, like stuff that's more on the sexual side than actually putting on porn and being like this. Like guys, they get more turned on. Really.
I think it's different for girls to guys because when girls read stuff like this, like you read stuff like this, I know that when Casey read Ugly Love, she when she did her new adult recommends thing, she was like, "Oh, the car scene, hot damn!" And I was like that for this, and I was like that for Dare by Ali Juliet Musso, and that's the one that you guys said you guys wanted to read, but it's different for guys and girls because guys are like more about the porn and they like watching it happen, but girls it's more like it's awkward to watch, it's easier to read.
Yeah, I mean, oh, you can't forget that girls are more, well, when it comes to sex, some sex stuff, will be more emotional compared to guys.
But where it's like with the book, they go into detail. Like, this is hurting here, or this is ejaculated, and it's like it's more in depth. Where in a movie, you can't show that, so it's not going to be as sexual. But I think what they did, it was pretty sexual, and it
was enough. What do we want?
I mean, you can't compare.
What more could you possibly want out of it?
Exactly. People want a full-on porno, I think.
Honestly, that's what I feel like.
Not gonna get.
So yeah, dude, I kind of think we got turned on. Okay.
We got turned on.
Next question.
And some concerns about.
Might I add that reading it and then seeing it come to life on the screen, they didn't overdo the sex scenes, and that's one of the things I was scared they were gonna do. They were gonna do like full-out porno, dick shots, and everything shots. I think any bits was her. You didn't see any of him. You saw pubic hair of him. That was it.
Yeah, it was tasteful.
It was tastefully done.
Definitely. Okay. Next question.
And some concerns about the ending.
Because remember from the book, Anna was driving home by Taylor. Don't get me wrong. I like the parallel elevator scene, but kind of concerned on how they're gonna transition to the second one. Oh, that makes sense.
You make sense.
Yeah, they did film the scene where he brings her home and she's like.
And then she was like in her bed cuddling the deflated Charlie Tango, and I wanted to see that. I wanted to see her go home and then fall on her bed and cuddle the Charlie Tango. But I think the thing I wanted to see more was Christian after she left. When he was to go into her room and find the Charlie Tango model with her note, I wanted to see how he would react to that because you don't get to see that in the book.
Yeah, they were. I was like, they filmed it, but they didn't add it in.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why.
Because it would have been a better. I like the ending, but I think it would have been better if they had have done that last little bit and then had it faded out.
Yeah.
Probably a better transition.
Yeah, definitely.
Just we can't have it all. We can't have it all.
Unfortunate. If I could read the book, I mean the screenplay.
We can't though.
Casting everything.
Thank you so much for answering. Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Before they actually cast the movie, who did you picture when you were reading it? Like, did you picture a specific a specific actor and actress for Anna and Christian? And like,
when
I pictured Blake Lively.
For him, I definitely pictured Ian.
Ian's Somerhalder only because he has that like
smoldering eye.
He has that type of attitude.
So when I read it, all three, that was him.
And I was Anastasia. Like in my head, I was Anna. I didn't care about no action.
Yeah, for a girl, I really.
No, it was me. It was me. I was Anna. Okay, I was Anna. There was no girl.
At first, I pictured Ian, and then I switched to Matt Bomer because I saw fan videos of Matt Bomer and Alexis Bledel. I don't know how to say her last name. I pictured both of them.
Yeah, I know.
I think she would have been a good Anna too, but I don't think they even contacted her about it, or if they did and she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I think Dakota did a good job.
Yeah.
She brought something to Anna. Like, she brought, like, a quirky and sarcastic side to her that I really liked.
She was hilarious. Like, she was so good. I was like, cool. We have another question from the same person as before. Were you disappointed that the film wasn't as graphic as the book? No, this isn't porn. No. I'm happy it was not as graphic, or else it would just be porn. And
if it had it would have been like a lot of porn.
Right. It would have been like obnoxious. Where's the storyline? It was going to be obnoxious, and I think we need to remember that this is a movie, and it still needs to be for a certain audience. Yeah, it has to be for all these different types of people to see it. So I mean, I'm not disappointed.
Down the sex. If they had to put all of the sex in there, it would have been like a 3-hour-long porno. And if they did it as graphic as the book they toned it down enough that the book still had the plot and it had the sex, but the sex didn't overpower what the book was like showing, how he brought her into the BDSM stuff.
Yeah, and you still understand what's going on. You know, you still have an idea of the situation at hand. So no, we weren't disappointed.
Even when there's not sex, you can tell there's sex going on behind whatever you're watching. Like they obviously had more than what was shown.
Yeah. Now speaking of the sex scene, now was it just us, but did you see like the top of his
penis?
I saw pubic hair. I didn't see no dick action.
No, it was the top of his penis.
It was like this.
Like the part, I
was like, what?
Here's the hairs and then penis, like half of it, like half of a half.
I'll have to go see it again. I'll have to look that time.
You need to really.
I don't know what part it was.
No, it was the scene after he ties her. It
was in the.
Yes. When he opened up his jeans up and you just see penis. I was like, Nicole.
What is that?
I'm like, I didn't expect to see any of that.
The one part that was
I expected to see boobs. I was kind of surprised. Like, I expected to see boobs and butt, but I was surprised that they actually showed, like, full frontal of her and then, like, pubic hair of him.
Yeah, like her hair. I don't know why I got so happy. Pubic hair. No, because, we can't. Or she's never had like sex before, so it's not like
in the book he said he pulls it. He's like, we'll keep this or whatever.
Yeah, he likes it, so I'm happy they kept her pubic hair.
Oh my God.
I was kind of wondering, like, how would Dakota feel about that, knowing that she's like completely naked in a movie and everybody's seeing everything.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how she did it.
I don't know how she did it.
I mean, it kind of.
I would be like. I would be all.
I would be terrified. Yeah, I'm not getting.
I think it was like close back. That's what they said.
And he also like helped her. You know, like whenever
he put the blanket over her.
Whenever they were on hit the shot, he would like cover her up and like. Make sure he isn't all exposed, and he like took care of her, which I kind of think the relationship that they had offset kind of helped them on like in front of the camera.
Yeah, it was because you have to be very together. Cause certain parts looked like that they were having sex, especially when he turned her around
and when he like. Had
her hair.
Her hair, and he was behind her, and he like rammed into her.
I was like,
that's when Nicole took my arm and almost took it off my body. Nicole almost killed me.
I was like, oh my God, the girls are going crazy.
The girls were like, oh, oh, and I was like, I couldn't even talk during that time. I was like this. I'm like this.
Literally nobody talked during the sex scenes, and I was watching, like, the day before I went to my dad's house, because I went from the movies to from my dad's to the movies, because I was puppy sitting for him. So he actually took me out and got me the tickets for me and my mom and her friend. And then when we got there and we were in the movie and the movie was going, during this the sex scenes, nobody was talking. But the day before I got the tickets, me and my mom were going to watch The Bachelor. So the thing before The Bachelor was, like, the E.T. Canada thing, and there was an interview with Dakota, and she was just like, she was asked if she had seen any of the screenings that had been going on. And she was like, no, I popped my head into one, and I was talking to the one person that was standing there, like, watching and making sure nobody was filming or anything. And apparently some woman in the movie theater had gone, oh, my God, my vagina has a heartbeat. And she went so red-faced, and she was like, I didn't even know you could get a heartbeat there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I felt
Imagine, like,
so bad, like, thinking about it. My mom's friend, actually, my mom's friend went to see it with her friends, and they're in the States, and they were just like, all right, we got the towels ready, and my mom's like, why are you taking towels? They're just like, because of our seats, we need to protect the seats.
Oh my God.
Take a towel? I was like, no.
That is so perfect.
If I told my mom that, I don't know what she would do. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
That's terrible. Okay, next question.
We have a question from Creator Jamal. I hope I said it right. Oh, God, I see the word rape. Hey, now I hate the fact that people are getting mad at the film and saying it promotes rape.
What do you think about that?
What do you think about that?
Hey, we'll go there first.
All right, we'll ask that question.
All right, so we're going there. I wasn't sure we were going to actually head into this topic about the rape.
Why not?
Everybody's saying it's rape, it's rape, it's rape. And you can have your own opinion about it, but like when we read through the book, we didn't feel like that because Christian always asked her if this is what she wants, if this is what she wants. And yes, she said no because she was upset. And then he stopped, and then the sex happened. Like, I don't understand where people get the rape from. I mean, yeah, Christian's a bit on and off with his emotions, and he doesn't always, like, treat Anna the way she's supposed to be treated, but that's because that's just who he is, and he's not sure how a relationship outside of BDSM is supposed to work. And when they did the movie, there was no part where Anna had ever said no, so they didn't really put that part in, but I like that they didn't put that part in because the movie didn't portray it as rape. He always asked her for consent. She always gave consent, and there was never dubious content.
Yeah. Like, I kind of, like, people forgot what
rape means.
Rape means. Like, you're taking somebody out of their own free will, and you're having sex with them.
Exactly. But
Anna always wanted it.
Consent.
Yeah.
Anna, she did say no. I remember that. But, like, at the same time, there was never a time where he ever did anything that she didn't want, except for that one part. And, I mean, some people could take it as rape because she said no and he kept going. But, I mean, at the same time, she never, like, struggled as bad. Like, at first she did, but then she got...
You know what? If you look, I am a big fan of the show Game of Thrones, and on that show, girls get raped left and fucking right. It's always happening, but you don't hear anybody complaining about them. I didn't hear anybody complaining about ugly love. It happens.
Did you read the whole book?
I did. I finished it. I finished Ugly Love a couple days ago, and then I picked up Aristotle and Dante, and I finished that last night, and now I'm reading a different book. But I read Ugly Love, and I didn't like it as much as I wanted to.
There was a rape scene in there.
I don't know. I just didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
people are they're always going to find a way to, like, pick at it.
And honestly, almost like 95% of the people talking shit about it, they don't even know what they're talking about because they've never picked up the book ever. It's only they're talking.
There are some people who haven't read the book and they're like, oh, there's rape in it.
Yeah, like, why don't you read it and then find out?
Yeah.
All right.
Next part of the question.
He has, like, part 2 of the question.
Okay. Also, how did you feel about the relationship between Dakota and Amy? Anyways, love your channel.
Thank you.
Thank you. As I said before, we love them.
Yeah.
They have off-screen and on-screen chemistry that I love.
Chemistry, which totally helps them. People can't forget, in part 1, there isn't much to go on.
Yeah, there's not
like
much.
To all the people that were not a big fan of their chemistry in part 1, just keep an eye out for part 2, because that's when we're going to see more of character development and all that. So it's not that bad. I loved it.
Okay, can I go back on that for a second? On the question that Jesse answered about the rape and everything. So I went and tried to find where it was, and they said it was in chapter 12.
Reading it now.
I'm not reading it out, but I had to go back and see because I was like trying to picture it in my head and it wasn't working. So this was just after Anna had sent him the message that said "nice knowing you." By the way, might I add that I loved the emails on the screen. That's what we wanted. We wanted that.
So good.
But it starts, and he had said, "Well, it's nice knowing me. I'll show you that kind of stuff." And then he says, right here, page 191, he says, "Do you trust me?" And she nods and says yes. The next page is where she said no and tries to kick him off. He stops. It literally says, "No, I protest," trying to kick him off. He stops. He stops and says, "If you struggle, I'll tie your feet too. If you make a noise, I'll gag you. Keep quiet." And then talks about Kate. But he does stop, and he gives her the opportunity to say, "No, I don't want this." So I don't see where people are going and saying, "Oh, it's rape."
Oh my
God,
go,
Danny. Thank you. So I have
just put it out there. Oh.
No, I know.
I have to do my research.
Yeah, no, it's like I will tell you the page and everything.
These girls just like find shit on Tumblr and they just repost. And they're like, "Oh, I'm against it."
All of a sudden, everybody turned into a
feminist.
Some people make things and they're just like, "Oh, well, he rapes her here," and then some people have gone through the book and like put sticky notes, like these kind of sticky notes here, these ones, little flags. And then they'll say, "Oh, these are all the parts of sexual and emotional and abuse in 50 Shades." And it's like, okay. And you're kind of questioning where they're getting that from just because, like, some people will take it that way and they'll be like, "Oh, he's abusing her because he's not treating her right." But it's not, I want to say that it's not his fault because he doesn't know what a real relationship is supposed to be outside of the BDSM. And he's learning. Anna is changing him and teaching him how to have that sort of real relationship, and it's like a learning process for both of them. So it bugs me that people say, "Oh, there's rape and abuse in it," because if you really look at it, you'll find that there are like, it shows that he stops. It shows that he's learning.
Yeah, exactly.
Edward Cullen was the same way. He was.
Why are we talking about Twilight? No Twilight in this conversation. No Twilight in this conversation.
Out there
no.
There's other books out there that showcase guys who are abusive. It's not just 50 Shades.
Anybody talks about Twilight in this.
You can talk about Twilight. You can talk about 50 Shades. You can talk about Ugly Love. You can talk about all of these different books, and you can look at them, and the guy will be like bipolar with his emotions and be like, "I like you. I don't like you. I can't have this with you, but I want this with you," sort of thing. And if that happens in almost every book. I love you, but I can't be with you, or it's like the on and off feelings. And people can make it out and say like, "Oh, well, that's abuse. That's not right."
Yeah.
That happens in almost every book. Are you saying that every book has abuse and every book has rape?
Exactly. Like, like it's in all like relax, people. Jesus Christ.
Whatever. All right. Do we ship Jamie and Oda if Jamie doesn't get, if he divorces?
If he was not married, their pictorials look freaking cute. They do. Like,
I don't want to say.
I wish they were really a couple. I mean, so sorry to whoever Jamie's married to, but I think they'd be a cute couple.
I think they would be.
The way they're looking.
Right? It's like, I just can't. Like, he looks so happy with her.
She looks like, look, it could just be us.
I mean,
but
I ship them. I totally.
I don't wish,
I don't even know. I can't believe I'm saying I ship.
We're saying ship.
I don't know what ship is, except a couple of them, I guess.
Are they your OTP?
They're one true pairing.
Is that what OTP means?
Oh my god.
I'm so old.
You learn something new every day.
OTP.
I didn't know what OTP meant.
When
I'm
you're
I'm 25. Okay, I'm like out of the cool type talking.
Wait, let's talk about our favorite scene in the movie.
Yes.
You go first. Your favorite scene.
Me go first?
You go first.
I don't know. I don't know.
You have to pick one.
How can you
One
pick
scene and then
one? You guys go first if you know. I don't know.
Oh, we have the
same one. It's the glider scene.
That was beautiful.
That was my favorite.
I like that. My stomach flipped when they were doing the flips in the plane, though.
When they let go of the string, I'm like,
yeah, it was like,
oh my god, I was flying. It was so cute.
Like I just
in the book the same.
My favorite scene in the book.
I forgot my favorite scene in the book.
My favorite scene in the book.
Other than the.
No, that was one of my favorite scenes. I'm mad that he did not say that I want to chase the dawn with you.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that. And I wish he did.
Because I
really did.
I don't know. I have too many favorite scenes to like pick one, but I think my favorite like smiley scene was the hardware store because I found that hilarious. But I also really, really liked the emails. Like it's not a specific scene, but like I just liked that there were emails. I wish they had said Shouty Capitals though. I don't think they did they?
Oh,
Shouty Capitals.
No.
That's one thing I missed though.
Yeah.
But we got the emails. That's all I cared about. I'm like,
we got the emails because we didn't understand like how it was going to happen.
In the book.
Before it even happened, I was like, I want the emails to pop up on the screen like they do in The Fault in Our Stars with the text messages. That's how I wanted them, and that's how they popped up, and I was so happy with that. I was like, I literally almost like squealed in the freaking movie theater because I was like, oh,
it means a lot to like the people who read the book.
No, yeah, because
they email a lot.
They
have like pages of emails.
But I love their emails. They're so
emails
cute.
Was the best part of the whole book.
They're so cute.
Period. Like
it's different because not all the time they don't always text and they don't always call each other. So I kind of missed the fact that he gave her the phone though.
The BlackBerry.
Yeah, I know.
BlackBerry. And then, and then they give her the MacBook, and then Kate had one too. So in the book, it was written before MacBooks really came out, and he gave her a MacBook Pro, and it was like before it was even on the lineup to come out. And then Kate had a MacBook Air.
Yeah, and he also had an iPhone.
And she had the iPhone. And she had the flip phone.
The flip phone got me upset a little.
Her conversation when she was drunk, oh my god, I was laughing my ass off.
She was like, stay away from me. No, I want you. No. I was like,
yes, no. That was actually, okay, I'm saying that is my favorite scene.
That was the best scene.
Yeah, like
when he came, he charged. I was like, when I read that part, I'm like, he's gonna come. He's gonna come.
Yeah, he's gonna come. And he came. And I was
he
like,
pushed Jose. I was like,
when he pushed Jose off.
Did Jose look like you wanted him to?
Yeah, I think so. Jose never paid much.
I didn't kind of care about Jose.
I'm so glad though that it was never going to be a triangle.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord, because I know.
Because I'm not dealing with a triangle.
No triangles. I hate triangles. They irritate me. But I liked him. I think he had a small part. So.
Yeah, it was kind of small.
Yeah,
like it was extremely small.
No Neos. That's okay.
I know.
I wonder if they're gonna start the second movie and like have it just start where she gets the call from him about going to the show because she asked him to go, and then they go to the show and that's how they see each other for the first time after she leaves them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's gonna be.
I want to know how they're gonna open it. I'm like really curious to see how they're gonna do it.
I know.
Because because they ended it at such like an abrupt like Christian and Anna sort of thing. So I'm curious and excited and a little nervous because the second book is my favorite. So I'm nervous that they're gonna butcher it. They didn't butcher the first book, but I'm nervous that they'll correct the second.
Yeah, but with all the stuff going on now about part 2, like we don't know anything much about it other than we don't know anything.
There's so much drama surrounding the production.
Drama, and I'm just scared we're not gonna get it correct the second time around.
Don't say that.
I think if they have the same like cast director people, like not cast director, but like the director, and they have the same screenwriter and everything, I think they'll get it the same as they did the first book, because they did the first book justice. There were some scenes that they didn't put in that I wanted. There were certain parts that I wanted that they didn't put in, but they can't make it exactly the book, or it's going to be a 5-hour-long movie, and some of the parts I didn't think would fit. I mean, I hope that they'll get the second book right, because they did such a good job with the first one, so now we're going to have such a high expectation for the second.
Exactly, and I'm kind of scared. And alright, wait, just you know about the whole E.L. situation?
Do you know that E.L. James wants to write the screenplay for part 2?
No.
That's the rumor.
Look at her face.
I don't know. I mean, she wrote the book, so I mean, she can't be too horrible at screenplays. But at the same time, like, I kind of want the same person to write it that wrote the first one, because he did such a good job at it.
Well, she's definitely out, but they just need someone. If she works with them, it won't be that bad.
But if it's only her, I feel like she will destroy the movie.
But I don't think they're gonna let that happen. They're not gonna let that happen.
Because her ass is over here like.
She writes books. She doesn't write. She doesn't write scripts. She writes books. She doesn't write scripts. So like maybe her script writing isn't gonna be as good as her book writing.
Yeah.
And if it's different and it doesn't live up to our expectations, well, then it's her own fault for butchering her own book.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be butchered. It's our only chance to see it. Part 2, you can't destroy part 2.
You can't destroy part 2.
Because I will go on a rampage.
Oh my god.
I'm excited about part 3 too, though. Because part 3 was really good.
It was
the ending. The ending.
It's a special place in the heart for it.
It does hold, like, in my heart.
Like, if they don't do it how I want, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna like start.
Can I just say that the elevator kiss scene, the sweater that he's wearing, the color on him is perfect, and when they pull apart,
on his body.
They're the people that come into the elevator, and he looks over at her. It's like, what is it about elevators? They pull apart, and they're just like.
Her hair was all types of fucked up. It was perfect. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was so good.
I loved it. It was just that he is exactly how I pictured it.
Yeah.
The way he takes her and pulls her.
And he like grabs her and he like.
I wanted it to be longer though.
Yeah, just
I thought they went
bit longer.
I thought they went like 5 or 6 floors and then it stopped. But they only went like 2 floors. And then
it was quick. Like I kind of feel as if there was not enough tongue action for us to enjoy. It was like 1, 2, 3, and then.
Extended scene of that.
Yeah, we do need an extended scene.
I love
the part over here about Ugly Love. Excited for the movie because it's Nick Bateman. I don't know who Nick Bateman is, honestly.
You should search him.
Girl,
I have a search for him, but I don't know who he is. Like, what does he play?
Yeah, I don't know who he is either. He's a nobody. But I'm sorry, Nick Bateman.
Okay, he's in 3 movies, apparently. Hobo with a shotgun, Hidden in the Woods, and Bang Bang Baby. Well, okay.
Terrible.
Those are.
Very like.
He doesn't have interesting, like. He's not. Look. He's a nobody. Okay, so I don't know how he's gonna be in this. I honestly, when it comes to Ugly Love in the movie,
I'm very low.
Think it's gonna come out like shit. Like I think it's gonna be bad. I don't have no hope.
Who's gonna play Tate?
I have no idea. All they have is him.
Well, we'll have another live discussion on Love and Love when it comes out.
Have a book discussion and then have a movie discussion because I did not. But let's turn this into an ugly love discussion for a second because I was not a fan of the book. I really did not like it. Like everybody was like, "Oh, the sex scenes are like holy hot damn," and I'm like, "Yeah, where's that coming in?" Because I'm not getting that. It just was not.
Like that they did not talk ever.
No,
there was no dialogue.
They had sex, that was it. And then at the end of the book, it was like he talked to Rachel, and I really did not like Miles' point of view in that at all. Especially like
was psychotic.
Years earlier. I didn't. He was like, "You're gonna love me, Rachel. I'm in love with you, Rachel.
Rachel. Like fucking Rachel."
And then she was like his sister, and then they got pregnant, and then the baby died. Spoiler alert, by the way. Sorry, people, but the plot did not go where I thought it was gonna go, and I didn't like it.
Look,
my thing is that if they love that book, how can you not love 50 Shades of Grey? It makes no sense. Tell me, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I have to be excused.
Yeah, I need to go to the bathroom.
Pee.
I'm trying to not working out for me.
Okay. Anywho.
I'm excited. I got my Kindle case yesterday. Look it.
So pretty.
And then it unsnaps up here, and then it snaps together here, and then it has a handle right here and a kickstand so it can prop itself up.
Oh, I need a new. My Nook case is like 10. It's so old. It's like beat up. I have to get a new one. That is like I can hold it.
Like my baby. I've bought like 6 books on it, and I just got it on my birthday.
You have to sign up on BookBub. I don't know if you do, but it gives you like either free books or books that are like dirt cheap. And
most
you get
of the
all
books
these
that I've got. Yeah, most of the books that I've got on there. I think the most I've paid for one is Ugly Love, and I paid $11 for it, and I really
can't believe you bought it for $11 for an ebook.
I'm so mad that I did though. I also got Never Never by Colleen Hoover, and
Oh my god! That book is so good.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I'm hoping that it's better than Ugly Love, because I really did not like Ugly Love.
No, that book, it's like 130 pages, I think. Never.
Is that true?
And part 2 coming out like soon, but oh my god, that book, it has like it's insane. It's so good. Alright, what I want to talk about too is the toast scene in the movie.
That was new. It was exciting.
That was lovely.
He was like...
He like crawled onto the bed and took her toast.
It happened so fast that I didn't know what happened. But I knew what happened.
wanted to be that piece of toast.
I wanted to be the toast.
I love that though, because he kept eye contact and he just crawled up the bed and then he took
I was like this.
And flipped off the bed and went into the bathroom. And then she's just like, why am I here?
And it kind of shook like who he is. Like I don't play. I'm his type of guy, and I'm in your face. And
but when he said, "I don't make love, I fuck,"
I was so happy they put that in.
Because we were not sure how it would play out on screen.
They were gonna actually leave the swearing in there. And then I actually loved the scene where it's like right before the elevator kiss, and he's like, "Fuck the paperwork."
Yeah, I was like,
yes.
I was so happy with that. I was like, I'm so happy they kept that.
The swearing though, it makes it like steamier in a way.
No, it does. You gotta add a little bit. You know, and like when he said
what that I make love.
He said it pretty. It was convincing.
When I read that part, that is when I told her to read the book.
Yeah,
I was like, this is what kind of book it is.
You need to read this book. And I'm like, why? What's it about? But like, look, here's a part of the book. That's all you need to know. And I was like, I'm reading it. And I read it.
I read it 2 years ago when it first came out. And I was 16 at the time now because I just turned 18, and I was still too young to go out and buy the book myself because they had that like 18A restriction on it, and then they took it off. But originally I had started reading it online because I found it online for free. And I looked at my mom and I was like, I'm reading this book online, and it's an adult book, and there's sex in it, but I want a physical copy of the book of all 3 books. Can you get them for me? And so she went out the next day and she bought all 3 of them for me. She's like, what's the book about? Well, I'm like, maybe I should just Google it. And she Googled it. She's like, shit, I'm letting her read this. At the time, I had already finished the first book and was on the second book by the time she said, well, maybe I shouldn't have let you read that. But, I mean, now you kind of know more.
If you're mature enough, you could read.
Yeah.
But it's going to be 3 years now since I've read it. This coming March.
Me too.
I reread it just before the movie. I finished it the night before the movie because I got this copy for my birthday, which is so pretty because it's got the elevator scene on it. And my mom and my boyfriend Tyler, they didn't want me to get it because they didn't want to pay $17.95 for it. But I was like, you know what? I have the original copies, and I'm going to want the movie covers. I've been obsessed with this for 2 years now, and it's not going to, almost 3 now, and it's not going to stop, and I want the pretty cover. And so when I went out, my dad, when he got me my Kindle, he and my mom got me a Kindle for my birthday. So when he went out and he was picking up a one of the Visa gift cards so that I could buy stuff on my Kindle, he ended up getting me a $75 Kindle card thing, and then he was like, I was going to get you $100, but if you really want this book, you can get this, and I'll get you $75. And I'm like, deal, done. I can get $75 on a Kindle and have this. I was perfectly content with that. So when I came home,
that's
Mom and Tyler were both sitting there, and they're just like, you got the book, didn't you? I'm like, yes. They rolled their eyes at me.
Perfect.
It's too pretty to not get. I'm sorry.
I know. I have to get it. I have to get it.
So floppy.
Normal covers are pretty too because they have the tie and they have the.
They're honestly
one of the mask. And what's on the last one? The key.
Yeah, key.
It's been a while since I've seen my covers because my aunt's borrowing them right now, and she went to see the movie, and she was like, holy hot damn, I'm so glad you got me to read this book, and I'm so glad you got me to see the movie, and I'm like,
it changes lives.
Be like, you're welcome.
Enjoy it with your husband.
I just changed your life.
What else about the movie? Charlie Tango, I'm happy they got him correct.
Cool.
Yeah.
The way he was just, I love the air scenes where they're just, like, on the air. Because they both look so, like, happy, you know?
Yeah, like, happy and, like, calm and, like,
like,
content with each other. And it's just, like...
I like when he was, pulling her straps tighter.
Yeah.
Like,
I like it.
So good.
It was like, well, hello.
That was exactly how I pictured it too.
Yeah, the scene where his mom comes, he's about to go down on her.
Yeah.
And his mom comes.
And he's like, shit.
We could have had another
seen that. Oh.
The mom comes in.
But I love her though. The mom, she's so funny.
Love her to death.
She's so good. That house, the apartment.
Just
the way that they made the whole house look, it was perfection.
It's like whoever
design was on point.
He was so good. He or she was on point. It was perfect.
For some reason with the apartment, like, you know how when you were watching it and the kitchen and the stairs and the piano were all to the left, and then there was, like, the sitting area right near the piano sort of thing? Yeah. I don't know why, but in my head I pictured it flipped, so the stairs and the bed
all the way around. Yeah, I did too.
And then I was like, oh, okay, so the stairs aren't over here and the kitchen's over here. And for the kitchen, I didn't picture it as, like, a room. And the breakfast nook, I pictured it like a little room, but there was, like, a big space in the wall, and then the kitchen island was off of that, and they just sat there, and he could watch her that way. but I still like it.
Yeah.
After I saw
Yeah,
it,
I think you don't decide like that. Like, yeah.
That's weird.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that seems right now.
Yeah.
Another
question.
I know Taylor is really quiet in the book, especially in the first one, but I hope in Darker he'd have more exposure.
Yes,
He's almost like Taylor I have in my head. I love Taylor.
He is so hot.
And I love who they chose for Taylor.
For some reason, the first time I read through it, I pictured John Cena as Taylor, and I don't know why.
Really?
But then, like, as soon as I saw the movie, as soon as I read it, like, a couple other times, I sort of got a different picture of who Taylor was, and, like, he wasn't any actor in particular. And then as soon as I saw the movie, I'm like, yeah, that's how I pictured Taylor the, like, second and third and ninth and 10th time through.
He's just
He's
so
a part of
hot,
that.
and I just can't play a part too.
What's that scene where they're at the hotel and she has his last name and they like goof around?
Oh yeah.
That's part of one or part two?
I think that's a part two.
Right? And then he
My
crushes
mom
that
is
so
sitting
bad.
out in the living room, and I'm trying to figure out what she's saying.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't need to sing that. Thank you. Let's not. Let's not sing that. That's there. Just having a discussion mid-live show.
I'm missing out another tweet.
When we were first trying to figure it out, she was in her room having a nap and her alarm was going off, and she started calling me in her sleep. So I went to wake her up, and I'm like, we're mid-live show. Can you not? She's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Are you sure? Oh, hey. Crap.
What?
You sure Indy's in here?
I'm sure she's out there. She might be in your room. Up in your bed because she wrecked it.
The eyeballs are just looking open.
Slam it hard.
What?
Slam it hard. The door doesn't open properly.
I showed them was done. Sorry, I've been joining us before.
Link is in the bio. It's in our channel. Say hi, Danny.
Hi.
Trying to get a little bit more people on this thing.
Ask more
Are you
questions.
posting that?
Yeah. On Instagram.
Ah.
It's like, don't post that of me.
What other part do you want that? Yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember half the parts.
Oh, Later's baby. When they say
yes.
And his brother is so hot. I think they casted him very well.
I didn't expect Elliot to look like that, honestly. I pictured him with shorter hair. Shorter, wavier, blonde hair. Kind of like Christian.
Yeah, more blonde.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's kind of blind.
Though.
Where's a Christian?
Yeah.
I liked him and Kate, though.
Yeah, they were cute. I like how you see them kind of interact, just like how they
have a new question, and it's how did you like the soundtrack to the movie? I actually have a YouTube link open with the entire soundtrack, and I liked it.
The soundtrack
it is so good.
So good.
It is perfect. It is so good.
Movie. I feel like Florence and the Machine and like Daughter and a couple other people should have been on there. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like their kind of music would have suited it. And I might be impartial because they're like one of my favorite groups, but even though they're not together anymore, I kind of wish the Civil Wars did something on the album.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I feel like was really cool was more on, like, I guess more from the book, like, Sex is on Fire, like, add more of his, like, soundtrack.
Yeah.
Other than that, I feel like the tone of the songs and everything, I think it was perfect.
I think it was good. I kind of think it, like, it, like, at the tone for the...
I think the Beyonce songs were, like, on point. We have a phone ringing, and it's right behind my computer. Hopefully, my mom's not going to answer it, but I'm not answering it.
So we'll just hold on until they stop calling.
Sorry.
They want to join the live show.
Of course. There we go. It's done. It's done.
I got a question. I don't know how to ask it on the thing, so I'm gonna just call you.
That's not creepy if that happens.
Funny. It's just like I randomly found your phone number, and I'm just gonna call in my question. It's like a hotline. Line 3. You're on live.
See what else? What else can we?
When they were dancing, I like that scene.
I did like that scene.
It was very nice. And the way she like
yeah,
like
when she kind of just got off
and for it, I kind of wonder if that was like supposed to be a blooper. I wonder if like her dancing was supposed to be a blooper.
Or
then they just like
or they just put it in.
Yeah, huge, because that's what Anna would do.
Seriously.
Put your phone on silent.
Excuse me.
Man, rude.
Rude.
But yeah, that was a cute scene. And with her dancing, like, I'm going to be honest, and she started dancing, I was like, oh my god, stop it. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing.
It's cute.
But it was cute at the end of the day.
I enjoyed them.
It was good. What else? I kind of feel like it's like a blur in my head now.
I remember when we first saw the Red Room, like, it was so like...
When we saw the Red Room.
It was...
We'll talk about the Red Room of Pain.
That was...
The Red Room? Okay. I pictured it that hue of red. I pictured the bed the way it was, and the St. Andrew's cross the way it was. But for some reason, I just pictured that all of his, like equipment, I don't know what you would call it, his torture devices, I pictured them all hung up on, like, chains from the wall instead of on, like, the racks in the middle of the room, because it kind of broke up the room but made it awkward. I just thought they would be better placed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I am, like, it isn't exactly how I pictured it, but I kind of prefer how they had it. It was, like, so organized. I like the organized, like, it was just, everything had its place, and I enjoyed that.
I thought it was going to be, like, more bright red and, like, bigger.
Yeah, it was small.
It was smaller than what I thought.
Seriously.
It was really nice.
Seriously. We have a question, but it's not 50 related. Just wondering, how old are you, Nicole Maria?
I'm 21.
I'm 25.
I'm 18.
Yeah, you're like the baby. You're the baby. I'm the grandma. 25 years old. Pretty up there in the age.
Another question. Did you like the clothing / the styling choices
they chose for the characters?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
I did.
Especially him. His were like on point.
They were like
Alright, the only thing I was kind of irritated with was with Anna.
That pink dress?
No, I liked it. Her shoes throughout the whole entire movie were not.
More flats.
No. It's either he has big feet and they couldn't put her in anything, but I didn't really. Other than the Converse, there isn't anything that I really enjoy, and the heels. But if you like just paid attention, she had on these shoes.
They were like loafers.
It was weird, right? You saw them.
They were like really long. They had a front and a back. It didn't look like they had the middle. She was just kind of suspended there.
Okay. All right, thank God, because I was like, am I going crazy? Am I seeing this? Am I the only person that...
It was like bottoms, a front and a back, but there was no middle. It was like half shoes, half flip-flops, half flats, with a little tiny heel.
Yeah, it was weird.
They don't look comfortable. They look like they'd give you blisters.
Yeah, they did. I'm so happy.
But
I thought I was the only one. He was on point.
Everything he wore.
Everything he had
on.
From
the towel to nothing to full suit.
He was perfect.
The tie got on point. Her plum dress thing.
Yeah.
It was so pretty.
It was so good.
And the gray dress. So
okay. I know we have another question, but I just want to point out that the business meeting I like how they did that. Like they changed it.
I
instead of
loved how they did that.
That was funny as hell. I literally sat there laughing. And then at the end, when he was like, I want to undress you and I want to fuck you over this table, and she's just like, oh,
Yeah.
hi, Mr. Gray. Like, best thing ever.
No, but the best was when she came in and he tried to like touch her butt, and she was like, "Nope,
Business meeting."
this is a business meeting."
Yeah,
Don't
it's like,
talk to
no.
me. No.
And I thought it was adorable when Shia was saying, you know, I don't want this things, and you could tell like he was like so
The
disappointed.
vaginal.
Yeah.
Fisting.
Are you sure? Like, yes, I'm sure. I don't want your whole hand on my vagina. Jesus.
Anal fist. I remember when I read that contract, I was like, ugh.
It was a lot. It was overwhelming.
It seemed really long, but at the same time you read it and you learn. Like, I'm glad that you put that in, and it's just not like, sign here on the dotted line and you become my submissive. It's like you actually learn what he expects of her and what she, like, needs to do for him sort of thing. You get to learn more terms than you would think.
Yeah. It
was good. I enjoyed it.
Question.
I know they may pick on mainstream artists for Elena and Layla, but any picks for these two characters?
Okay. I've had these picks for a long time.
Very good question.
Right.
I don't know Layla.
For Elena, I want Kim Cattrall. She'll be perfection.
Like,
Kim who?
Perfect.
And Layla, huh?
Kim who?
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. She was what's her name? Amanda in Sex and the City. She's wonderful. And who would you pick for?
Layla, I have a mixture. Hey, I don't know if you watch House of Cards.
I don't watch House of Cards.
But it's the main girl. She looks just how I pictured her. She has like dark hair. She's
House of Cards.
Yeah, we're gonna have
the same producers as 50 Shades of Grey. So maybe
I just see pictures of this old man.
Yeah, because he's like
It's the girl. I forgot her name.
Is she blonde or brunette?
Brunette. She's like younger. I forgot her name. But I would like her.
I don't know why, but whenever I was like reading the book, I always pictured Elena with brown hair. I pictured her tall, and I pictured her slim, but like all sophisticated in like business suits, but like the business suits had skirts, and I pictured her with long blackish brown hair up in a ponytail or a bun, and like a snotty look on her face. I don't know whose face. At one point I thought it was like Kim Kardashian, and I don't know where that came from, honestly, but something, I think it was because of the ponytail thing, but you know how when Kim Kardashian wears her ponytail up and she gets like really high on her head, that's how I pictured Elena's hair.
Interesting.
I don't know what face, what face name.
Yeah, I just picture her like
nasty
old bitch, like
who is well dressed.
Yeah, who is taken care of.
Who's pretty, but like she's a bitch.
Yeah,
that's exactly who she is.
Like that's how I.
And also because in part 2 you see a picture of his mom. I wonder if who's gonna
who's gonna play his mother?
Because.
Do you think they'll like give us like
flashback? That's what we always want to know. Would they do
flashback? Maybe they'll start it like that though. Maybe they'll start the part of the flashback Christian. Oh, that would be interesting. Then you get to see the flashback of the book,
right? Yeah.
Now we're all excited.
Oh my god, I just got goosebumps. I just got so nervous. I completely
forgot
about that.
It'll have a different
I need to reread the second book and the third book.
The third book?
As soon as I finished it. As soon as I finished the first book and then I watched the movie, I was like, I want to read the second and third book again. But right now, my copies are at my aunt's, so I don't know when I'm getting those back.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I love loaning books to people because I get them to read, and not a lot of people that I know love to read. But that's the problem with loaning them out to people who don't like to read as much, is you never get them back until it's
I have 2 books lent out that which I need to get back.
Wait.
I have like 4 books. I have the 50 Shades trilogy out at my aunt's. I have the first book in the Bear 2 series by Sylvia Day, which is kind of like 50 Shades, and that's loaned to my landlord of the building because she came in the other night to our apartment because we've been having a lot of issues with the apartment. She comes in and she's like, "You've got a lot of books. You should loan me some." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "What's this one?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's the first series, and it's kind of like 50 Shades." And she's like, "Okay, can I borrow this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I marked it off in my book so that I know where it is. And I don't know when I'm getting it back, but apparently she's a fast reader, so I hope I get it back soon. But I know I'm not getting my books back from my aunt for a while, which sucks. And one of my ex-friends has 2 of my books, and I don't know what they are. And she's like, "Do you want me to throw them out?" And I'm like, "No, I want to know what they are. I want them back." Yeah.
Yeah. I lend out books, but I try not.
I don't.
Because I feel like I'll never see them again.
I don't. Like the only person that I actually have given books to is her.
Yeah, and that was Ugly Love.
That was Ugly Love.
And that was that one.
Yeah, I don't mind books as long as I know I'm going to get them back in one piece. Because I've had a traumatic experience with loaning out my books. I loaned out Breaking Dawn to my mom's friend, who is like my big older sister. She's like almost 30 now, and at the time she was pregnant, and she wanted to read the books before she saw the last movie of Breaking Dawn. And I was like, "Okay, you can borrow my copies." So she took all 4 of them, returned the first 3, and I said, "Where's the 4th one?" And she said, "Champ ate it." And Champ's her little Shih Tzu. And she showed me a picture of it, and it was mangled. It was, like, in pieces, and it was all over her house. And I was like, oh, I nearly started crying. And she's like, I'll get you another copy. And I've never got another copy. I
was going to say, I'm like, I hope she did, but she didn't.
I have the 3 books and the Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, but I have never gotten my copy of Breaking Dawn back, and I need it. So I'm gonna end up finding like a used copy just so that I can say I have the complete series, because I don't like having incomplete series that I've actually read, because if I want to reread them, I don't have that last book to go and reread. So I really, really need to repurchase it. But I don't want to get it brand new because I've had it brand new and it was like $30 brand new.
I know, it's expensive. I have them too. I don't know why.
Get it in store.
Forget it. I know.
All right.
We have a question again from Tamara.
Okay. Would you want the same director for part 1 of 50 Shades to direct part 2 or 3? In a perfect world, yes.
Yes.
I want them back.
I really want them to stay with the same person. Like, you know how for the like second and third, and I think the first movie of the 4th book of Twilight, they stuck with the same person, and they were all done in the same like direction, and they all fit together. And then you have the first movie, which was not the same, and then you had the last movie, which was a bit different, but it still worked. Like, I like that they had the first middle movies that actually went together. So I'm hoping that they can keep the same director and screenwriter.
I'm hoping.
It could be really wrong.
No, it could be. It could be disastrous. I mean,
if it takes someone to do it, I hope it's someone who has like Oscars. Because I can't.
You need to have Oscars.
I'm worried that they're gonna break up the 3rd book. I mean, the 3rd book isn't long enough to break it up, but I'm worried that they're gonna break it to make more money.
If we turn into the Divergent series and Twilight and Mockingjay, no.
Yeah, I kind of prefer if they just like
keep it classy. Don't make it into a team thing. Like, no.
Yeah. All right, we have another question. Thoughts on Tamara's question. I don't mind if they replace Sam, but I think she already signed for Darker and Reed. But if ever she is to be replaced, I'm hoping for someone like James Cameron, because because I just know movies are gonna be the bomb. Well, it is James Cameron. It is gonna be the bomb. But I don't know if it's official.
Would do something like that, because he's more like sci-fi, isn't he? He did action, and he did Titanic. Did he not? He did Titanic, didn't he? I don't know. I think so.
I don't know their names. Yeah, I kind of think it was him.
They're definitely not going to have a male director.
No, I kind of think it's gonna.
Girls are gonna understand it more and understand what other women, which is the demographic that wants to see this second and third movie, they're gonna know more of what the women that are going to go see this movie are looking for from the book to the movie. And with guys, like, even if they have read it, like, they're just going to take from the book and they're not going to actually put their own spin on it. They're just going to try and make it exactly the same. And even though that's not a bad thing, I think it's easier if the person's read the book, they know what people are expecting, and then they're going to put their own twist on it to make it different but the same.
Yeah. So I mean, we can only hope. I heard that Sam is signed up, but then I'm hearing that Sam isn't signed up.
So we need it confirmed from Universal.
Yeah, we don't. It's nothing official. So until it is, we are just gonna keep our.
But I love the way that she did the first book. I mean, she did it perfectly. Like, the way it all looked was flawless, everything. So I think I would want her back, if anything.
Yeah.
She worked so hard, and
I
don't know. It just sucks because the freaking critics torn this movie apart.
They tore it to pieces, and
it's so sad.
I kind of felt so bad because Sam and like.
They don't work so
the whole
hard.
cast and everyone,
just to have it shut down by critics who just make up shit that they don't like about the book so that they can give a bad review and get money for it. Like, even the critics that are doing reviews for free, they still try and knock down a movie. And then, like, sometimes critics will give such a great rating to a shit movie and then a horrible rating to a good movie, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, I know.
I never go by them because it's what they like, and half of them like the same shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not gonna go by. I care more about the book.
But from what I've heard, the movie is completely different from the book, and people are bitching about it and saying it's like Mean Girls, and they're like, oh, well, I don't like how they changed it, and some people don't even like the book, but they're going to see the movie because it's like Mean Girls. And then people are like, well, that's why they changed it, because some people don't like the way the book went, some people aren't going to like the movie, and I've heard it's going to get ratings. I kind of want to read it, though. I mean, I don't want to read the book, because I heard it's really, like, depressing, and the movie kind of looks like something Mean Girls would be like, and I don't know.
I don't know, the book, I love the book. I feel like it was, I feel like, I don't know, I loved it. But I feel like they went too safe with the whole trailer. They made it's a different book to movie because they just changed it up way too much.
Yeah.
So I don't even consider it the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's like totally different.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen with 50 Shades. I'm glad. If that happened, I would have been like,
I have a question.
Evil.
Tamara again. Hello, Tamara. How do you feel when you hear people under the age of 15 saying that they want to go and see / read 50 Shades? In my personal opinion, I hate when I hear that. What are your thoughts on it? If you're like 10, 12, 13,
maybe 14.
Maybe even 14. You need to chill the fuck out.
I think that I feel like when you're young, you think that that's gonna be that's like your goal for a relationship. I feel like you can't watch it and think, I want him. He has to be me, like mine. Like, you have to be more mature about it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to reading if you're under 15 and you're trying to read 50 Shades, like I started when I was 15 and I was reading through, and it was like during my birthday that I was reading it. So I had just turned 16 when I read it the first time. And my mom was skeptical about letting you read it because of the sex and because it was BDSM and it wasn't just normal sex. It's not vanilla sex. And I mean, it depends on how mature you are about it. If you go into it knowing that some people have relationships like this and some people have the, I don't want to say normal relationship because to some people this is normal, but like people have the normal vanilla relationships rather than the BDSM relationships, and you just have to go in knowing that this is for some people and it's not going to be for everybody, and you're not going to marry some billionaire who's into BDSM. You're going to find somebody who's right for you. It could be vanilla and it could be BDSM. It's up to you. But reading it that young, you're not really sure what you're looking for. You kind of have to wait until you're a bit older to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really say anything because I've been with Tyler since I was 11, and now I'm 18, and he's going to be 18 in June. But, I mean, it's different for everybody, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I mean, at the end, it just depends on the person.
And how mature you are.
But, you don't know, kids these days are a little crazy.
Oh, God. Kids do things at, like, age 10. I'm just like,
it's terrifying.
Go read a book that's, like, educational.
If you think about it, when you guys were younger, and you were like 12 and 13, you weren't going out and having sex and getting pregnant. But there are so many kids nowadays in my generation and like in others, well, in the year that I was born, there are people I know that are my age or a year older than me, and they're pregnant, they've had babies. One girl I know had a baby at 13, and then she had a baby like a year after that baby, and now she's pregnant again. And she's almost like 16. So I mean, it's
kids
kind of scary to think that it's scary to think that kids are. I say kids like I'm not a kid because I just turned 18, but it's scary to think that kids younger than us, like younger than 16, are going out and getting pregnant because they think that's what they need to do. That's like the standard now, and things have changed since when like. We were younger, when we were like 10 and 11. I was 10 and 11, sitting inside reading.
Things like they blame books like 50 Shades. And it's like, look, the book says for 18 and over, don't pick it up.
It's the same thing, and they say that video games turn kids into killers.
Yeah.
Like with Call of Duty.
Yeah. So, you know, it's
get the graphic video games and people start saying, oh, well, that's too graphic for kids because they're going to see it and they're going to go and, like, for GTA, they're going to go rob cars and get prostitutes and strippers and all that kind of stuff just because of the video game.
Yeah.
Same thing that they do with books and movies. If it's like the censorship that parents have over kids because they're scared that they're going to go do something, it's like... Yeah. You kind of have to trust your kid, and if you don't trust your kid, then you need to keep that stuff away from them.
Yeah, you have to keep an eye on your kid, and if you don't, and they all go insane.
They all go crazy.
And they go crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, if you're a mom or dad, like, I would not recommend these books at that age, because you never know, kids' mentality. At least we're mature, but
and I understand shit, but some kid isn't, so you have to, like, kind of keep an eye on it. Control your child, man. Shit, I'm kidding. Yes. Oh, please. We're gonna have all these people. You don't spank children. Don't spank.
What else?
Kind of think we covered all the bases and even talked about ugly love and shit. Like, we kind of like.
We covered everything.
We did good.
Would you like 50 Shades trilogy?
When you become parents, would you allow kids to read?
No.
No.
Never. I don't care how old they are. They're not allowed to read it. It's my book.
It's her book.
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I think they'd be like, I don't know. if kids were like, oh, that old book called 50 Shades of Grey, I want to read it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you can read it, but you can read it when you're old enough, when you're of age, and you have your own like thought process on how that stuff works. Like, I read it at 16, and there were some things that I had to Google, and that was the interesting search, might I add. But I mean, I knew about stuff like that, and I was mature enough to read it. But there are some kids that are not going to be mature enough to read it.
Yeah.
So I wait until they were my age now to let them read it. I mean, on the one hand, they might end up go out and read it by themselves. There are plenty of copies of it online for free. That's how I started reading it. And then I got my physical copies.
15.
When I have kids, this is going to be a classic.
Yeah.
It's going to be a classic book when I have kids.
Well, I don't mean
The classics now are like Wuthering Heights and Jane Austen and Pride and Prejudice, but now it's going to be like 50 Shades of Grey and Bare to You and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, God. But, like, if I see, like, kids saying, oh, I want to be tied up, that is...
Smack the shit out of my child.
That is disturbing.
I just think you should just know where you draw the line, man. Like,
it's a fantasy. At the end of the day, it's like these books is like a fantasy world. Like it does.
It happens.
Go on, but it's not like an everyday relationship.
It's not for everybody. It's like a fantasy world, and if you find somebody that you want to be with that's into that kind of stuff, that's where you do the negotiating between you two. You don't broadcast that to the world, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But if you see like real like BD at like SM, like girls and guys, like they're into like.
It's a little intense.
This book is like vanilla.
It's like vanilla compared to some of the stuff you can watch.
Like I remember I saw an episode on PSM on TV.
Oh yeah.
Was it Taboo or some shit like that? And it was a little much. I wouldn't like. That's not what I'm not. There's certain things I would do, but not like.
In the contract, they said, do not use cats, do not use dogs, or like.
No.
They use that. They use animals. It's like a world.
What? I'll be back. 1 second.
Okay.
No, it's
the 8 people who are watching. We want questions.
We will be on air for another 13 minutes. We'll end this at 6 o'clock. So
any questions, let us know.
8 viewers. That's okay.
8 viewers.
Our first one.
Where did coffee become food?
Food. That's what I want.
I know.
Questions!
Ask us questions because we kind of are out of topics. We kind of covered all the movie.
I'm kidnapping. No! I'm kidnapping her. Let me go. You stop it. Stop it.
I'm going to take her now. This has been long enough.
Ooh.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Are you good?
I was coming back in my room, she went like that to my ribs. I was like, don't do that.
Yeah, so,
I'm going for a call.
So we're going to end it at...
They never did answer my question that I asked them.
What?
What's their names?
Nicole and Maria.
No, is that who you're doing it with?
Mm-hmm.
They never did answer my question.
What question?
How come, did they fall asleep during the movie?
No.
No, we didn't fall asleep during the movie.
We were like going crazy.
We were wide awake.
So, do you think it's because of my age that I fell asleep?
My mom would do the exact same thing.
Yeah. I kind of think so.
Allison didn't fall asleep, and she's like your age.
She's sexually deprived, that's why.
I don't need to know about her sexual life, thank you.
I'm not.
Your mom is so awesome.
You're sexually
Apparently you're awesome.
Allison's sexually deprived. I'm not. So that's why I'm.
Your mom is.
Thank you.
Your mom is getting it on.
Your mom is pretty freaking cool. If I do say so.
It's probably like, this is nothing compared to what I do.
Like, this is boring. I'm just gonna sleep. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Oh, question. Is the first book of Erica's...
No, I didn't touch yours. Thank you.
That's true.
She had a mini purple flogger from a Halloween costume, and she looked at me. She's like, "Did you throw it away?" No.
I was
Like, I'm gonna need it back.
The question is, if you were a sub, why were you the one with the flogger?
because it was part of the costume.
That was part of the dog costume, not the sub costume. Anyways.
It was.
What's the book of Erica?
I kind of think she means like E.L. James.
Yeah.
So
there was like the whole thing where she might come out with a fourth book, but I think she's working with another author. The one who did the Inferno device, not Inferno. Wow. What's it called?
I don't know. Okay.
Gabriel's Inferno.
Oh.
Gabriel's Redemption. Whatever.
Oh shit.
She's working on that.
Yeah, I kind of think the whole part 4 of 50 Shades, it's done. It is.
It needs to be. I don't want no more.
It's over.
I love the way that I did.
I think it's good to leave it where it is, but at the same time, I kind of wonder if she would write it in Christian's point of view. Like, even if she just wrote one book in his point of view.
Yeah.
To see what he would I mean, it sounds really, like, sad that I say this, but I kind of want to see the panic in him and see the change happen in him and not just through Anna's eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you see him become a submissive in the second book, and you see him panic when she leaves in the first book. And then, I mean, the third book, well, there's panic through all of that, but, I mean, I just want to see.
I know, it would be more interesting to have, like, him talking. Ow!
What happened?
You hit my wrist! I was trying to hold my...
Have you guys
more questions?
The series? The Baratillo series by Sarah?
No, we haven't. We haven't.
You should.
I was against it. Because I was like, they can't compare.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was kind of also against it.
Shades, but I mean, there's a lot of differences to it. I've read the first 3 books. I haven't read the new one. I need to get the new one, but I'm going to have to reread the whole series to remember what happened. But
so there's 4 of them, or is there more?
Do you want Wendy's or McDonald's?
I don't care. Don't.
No.
Wendy's is pretty good.
I don't care.
Yeah, Wendy's.
They're saying Wendy's.
Wendy's is better quality. I worked there for 5 years.
All right.
Wendy's is better.
Wendy's?
Food. I need food. Fat kid for life.
I love you.
Love you too.
Hell yeah. I'm actually hungry. We're going to be eating soon,
guys. Because then Indy won't come get me.
Indy won't come and get you. She's up underneath my bed.
Just leave it open then. Way to interrupt, by the way.
No, Wendy's my dad.
Really?
I didn't know that about your mother. Interesting. I like meeting you every day.
I know.
Alright, guys, 7 more minutes. Ask us anything. I think we like took care of everything. We kind of covered it. Did we? Oh, we got a question. That was fast. Honest rating for the movie out of a 10.
8.
8?
9.
Right?
I think it's like a solid 9. I mean, because there were certain parts that I wanted that weren't there. Just because there were certain parts that I wanted, that's just my own personal opinion, but I think it's like a solid 9, close to 10.
Yeah. It made me feel exactly how I felt when I read books. That's like all I ever wanted.
I gave it 8.5.
Yeah. Definitely more close to 9.
Yeah, like 8.999. Just 9. Okay, 9.
9.5.
What is my hair doing?
Very sexy.
I have to put it up. You know, sometimes you just can't have it down.
The Anna bunch.
Oh, where's my Christian?
And you have the white shirt.
And I have the white shirt. Where's my Christian?
Hey, we have a question from the YouTube version of it. They actually somebody posted a comment 33 minutes ago, and I don't think we saw it. It's, hey, hello girls, I'm watching you from Italy. I'm your fan, and I'd like to know what you think about Jamie Dornan. If you expected something more from the sex scenes, which is your favorite? Thanks. P.S. I'm sorry for my English. And that is from Lidovica. I'm not sure how to say that. I'm sorry if I butchered it. And if you're still watching.
Hopefully they're still watching.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that. It's on the actual...
I just kind of keep refreshing it to see if there's anything on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Jamie Dornan, and if you expected something more for... Yeah, we covered this before. Jamie Dornan, I'm so happy Tar Arlie Hunnam was not picked. I'm glad she left.
I was so scared. I was like, that is not how I picture Christian at all when they said it was Travis. I was like, no. I was going to be devastated if he had stayed because I mean, I don't mind him. My friends are like into Soa, so I mean I know of him. But seeing him in one, and he was not Christian, and I'm glad that they changed him.
He's so old. Well, I mean, he is the same age, I kind of think, as Amy. But he looks so much older, and he's too blonde, and he's
and he had like the full facial hairness, and I'm like, no.
And when he shaves, it doesn't look good.
No, he looks weird, so no.
Yeah, our favorite sex scene? I think my favorite sex scene was
when he took her virginity.
My favorite sex scene was when we were in the red room. All that was happening.
All right, okay. No, this is my scene is after he ties her up with the cable ties and he starts going down below with his head. Like he starts crawling down below. I like that, and then everything after that.
Okay, another question.
Ensued.
At the end of the movie,
at the end of the movie, people said Kristen Stewart.
Oh God.
Kristen Stewart should have played Anna. If Kristen Stewart were playing Anna, would your opinion change about the movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Gotta go. I would have been like, no, I'm not watching it. I hate Kristen Stewart.
I don't mind her. I think she's pretty. But, I mean, people say that she doesn't have emotions. I've seen her have emotions before, but, like, at the same time, I think she did okay with Bella. She got, really good in the fifth movie. Yeah, the fifth movie. And, I mean, maybe that was because it was the end, but I don't think I know. Okay, we've got a caller. Let's see who it is, because now my mom is gone.
What's the question?
Hello?
Yes, I have a question.
Hi. My mom's going to be outside. I think she's already outside waiting for you, so I think so.
All right, I think that's it.
All right, bye.
Thank you for your question, Peter.
That will be my mom's friend, the driver guy.
Driver guy. So I think that's it.
I should have asked them. Do you have any questions about 50 Shades of Grey?
No, just ask us.
But I don't know, honestly, about Kristen Stewart. I don't think she would have done Anna justice, even though the character was based off of her, technically. Well, based off of Bella.
Yeah.
I think Dakota did a good job. I think Alexis would have done a good job, too.
Yeah.
But not Kristen
Stewart. Not Kristen Stewart. Oh, we've been doing good. Oh, we've been talking for like almost an hour, over an hour and a half.
It says on the thing on YouTube, 1 hour 42 minutes, so almost 2.
So any
last questions?
Last comments. No more questions.
Oh,
no more questions. Let's just because then they're gonna start asking and then we have to answer and there's so many questions. You have your last remark.
Overall,
sound just came out of your mouth. You can't. The weirdest sound came out of your mouth.
Fun. I've never done a live show before. I mean, I've done Twit cams before when I was younger, and it's kind of the same thing. But it's nicer to be able to it's almost like a Skype call on air because we talk to each other.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think that when the trailer for the next movie comes out and stuff, we should do more of these. Like for everything 50 Shades of Grey, we should just do this sort of thing.
That's like a theme.
It should be like,
Yes,
it should be like a series for everything that comes out for it.
I like that idea. We should
Or for
definitely do
casting, when more casting comes on.
Yes, and we could like talk about it.
Discuss everything.
Genius idea,
I can
Danny.
talk about it over and over again.
Genius.
Okay, so it's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. My ass is
Alright.
sitting on the floor.
So this was fun.
We want to
Very fun.
thank the awesome Danny for joining
Joining
us.
us. Not leaving
Thank you for having me. It was very fun, and now I know how to do a live show. So now I can do more for the Novel Bunch, and hopefully you guys can join in on those too, because we're doing press this month. I don't think we have anything planned for next month, but once we get more ideas for books to do in the next couple of months, we want to do more live shows. So that should be
Perfect. Tell us whatever's going on, and we'll join.
We'll join.
fun, baby.
So, yeah, thanks for everyone who joined and
Thanks for
submitted
watching.
questions.
All the questions, they were fun to answer.
Yeah, they were good questions. I like them. Thank God it was like
It was
actual
good.
questions.
Yeah.
So
This is fun.
thanks everyone.
Thank you. Bye, Danny.
Bye.
Bye.
Talk more. I exit. Bye.
Mwah.
Bye.